Hey, what's up everybody? This is MC Aggie St. James. This is my daily video vlog number 44. I hope everybody's had a great day today. So I'm going to just jump right to it. So what I'm going to talk about today, or what I want to talk about today, or share with y'all, better yet, is something, I'm not sure if y'all are familiar with it, but it's, to be honest, I just heard about it just recently. But I found it quite interesting, being that a lot of people know that our history books are a complete lie, and that everything, that they have taught us in these history books, about all of it, about 99% of it is false. And if you don't believe me, do your research, and you'll be highly surprised. Half the shit, if not all of the shit that we have learned as kids growing up in school has all been distorted, or is all one big complete lie. So anyway, I have my notes, people, right here, but what I want to share with y'all is called phantom time. You know, we have the Gregorian calendar that we use, which says that there's 365 days in a year. And then, you know, the Islamic world uses the lunar calendar, and North Korea, I gotta look at my notes because I just had a blank moment. North Korea counts its years from the day of its independence. So, you know, certain religions or other places in the world, they do have their own calendar, but every country is all familiar with the Gregorian calendar, and which is how we come up with our time and our days and seasons and everything. So, but what I want to touch on is phantom time. So anyway, I'm going to just jump right into it and get into my notes, people. Okay, so according to the phantom time hypothesis theory, the period between 614 AD and 9/11 AD did not exist. The history normally attributed to that time is either a misinterpretation or a deliberate falsification of the evidence. If this were true, then Charlemagne, who reigned in 768 through 814, never existed. And the year 2012 is actually 1715 AD. Arguments in favor of this theory are as follows. The apparent stagnation in the development of architecture, ceramics, and thought, as well as the lack of substantial documentary evidence. This is why the first part of this period simply didn't exist. For one, there is very little archaeological evidence which can be reliably dated to this period, the Dark Ages. And I know that for a fact because I'm very much into archaeology. If I wasn't an MC, I shared with y'all before, I would have more than likely been an archaeologist. So I know a lot about archaeology, and there is not a lot of archaeological evidence that has been able to be discovered, that has even been found from the Middle Ages, aka the Dark Ages. Okay, which can be reliably dated to this period. Our account is based on a quite limited number of written sources, which could be faked or just simply plain out wrong. The Pope introduced, and this is intriguing, not surprising. The Pope introduced the new Gregorian calendar in 1582 to replace the Julian one when it was 10 days out of sync. If the era had been building up since the introduction of the Julian calendar in 45 AD, it ought to have been 13 days out. So the intervening period, must have been 13 overstated by 30 years. I'm sorry, overstated by 300 years. Mainstream historians have a simple explanation that the purpose of the change was to bring the calendar into line with the Council of Nicaea in 325 AD, not with 45 AD, which accounts for the discrepancy. Also, architect, astronomer, educator, philosophist, folklorist, lawmaker, statesman, the range of the achievements accredited to Charlemagne is so great that it implies he is a mythical figure. If phantom time holds up, who created the fake and why? Perhaps the Holy Roman Emperor Otto III wanted to be on the throne at the time of millennium 1000 AD, so he got the chroniclers across Europe to invent and document an extra 300 years. So, it really got me thinking, before I even heard about this phantom time, I had done my research and plenty of it into the history books, and that's a whole nother vlog, people, because it would be like in 2 hours long. All I'm gonna say is do your research, people, on everything you've been told since you was a little kid. Do your motherfucking research, because it's all a lie. It's all a lie. Anywho, so knowing that, yet still not yet hearing about this, y'all know what the hell I'm saying. I'm sorry, y'all. Not knowing about phantom time, but yet knowing about the discrepancies in our history books got me to thinking. And I started to think, okay, we got the Pope, and we've got, all of that goes on with him. And then we got the Vatican archives. Y'all know where I'm going with this. So, in the Vatican archives, which nobody can get into without written permission from the Pope, and the only way that they can get in is for a specific reason. It has to be specific, and they're only given a certain amount of time. And these are not just any people, these aren't just anybody. Like these are people that only the Pope will let in. They can't just go in because they just want to wander around the Vatican archives and just look for whatever. And then they're watched the whole time that they're in there. So it got me to thinking, there's a lot in those Vatican archives, most of which nobody, but other than the Pope, maybe one or two other people have even seen or even know about. This is not really surprising to me if this is in fact true, because then that would mean that if it was, let me go back to my notes, people. So that would mean that if 2012 was really 1715 AD, then that means that we're living in 1717 AD. I mean, I know it sounds far-fetched, people, but think about it. If that ever got out to be the truth, and the fact that this year, 2014, is really the year 1717 AD, do you know how much that would fuck with people? That would fuck with everybody who in their entire life has been told otherwise. I mean, it still in a way fucks with me, because I'm like, yo, if this shit is real, how fucked up would that be? How fucked up would that be, people, if one person could find a way to get this information and get access to it, and then get it out into the open, into the public, and they had evidence, y'all, that could back up anything, any and everything. That would fuck with the world. I mean, maybe not the world, but that would fuck with a lot of people. That's crazy, right? But how crazy is it? So anyway, I'm gonna keep this daily video vlog short. I suggest you do your research. Look up Phantom Time, and you'll find all kinds of stuff online as well as YouTube. Give me your thoughts, give me your, comments and your views and your opinions, which all mean the same thing. And tell me what you think. But what I will say is keep an open mind, people, because regardless of what you're knowledgeable in or lack thereof, just think for a moment. Just sit back and think for a moment. Y'all know how fucked up this government is. Y'all know how much shit is just now starting to come to the surface. And that's a whole nother vlog, because I could give y'all a list right now, but because of time and how fucking long it takes for my daily video vlogs to upload on my cell phone, I can't get all into it right now. But y'all, I'm telling you, I don't know. I just honestly think that maybe there's something to this. Do I believe it wholeheartedly 100%? I can't say that yet. All I'm saying is keep an open mind, because then you open yourself to the possibilities of it maybe being true. I don't know about y'all, but I wouldn't want to block the possibility of anything being something other than what it was, or anything other than what I thought it was. If what I thought it was wasn't the truth, why wouldn't you want to have an open mind to the possibility that would reveal the truth? Unless you just want to stay living in a lie, right? Or stay living in denial. So just open your mind and sit back and think about it. Think about all the fucked up stuff that's now just starting to come to the surface. And if the Vatican archives, and I'm not saying that that's the only big huge secret that they've probably got, if this is true and can be proven, but think about it. Where else would you keep that information but the Vatican archives, right? And the only person who can sign off for you to get up to get up in that motherfucker is the Pope. And has always been just the Pope. I'm just saying, people, I think there's something to this. And I would love to try to find out the real answer behind it. And I may not be that one to figure it out, because that's going to take money, resources, a lot of digging, finances that I don't have. But just think about it. Tell me what you think. This is MC Aggie St. James. Google Aggie St. James, AGGI, Saint, SAINT, James. You'll find all my music. And if you just scroll, whatever, down my YouTube channel, you'll find my music below all these daily video vlogs. But just think about it. It's MC Aggie St. James, y'all, and I'm out.